my name is Holly Jo and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be kind of a makeup video for you guys because I promised that I would upload a video every single day leading up to Halloween. My camera actually ended up dying and I was not able to finish filming all of the videos for you guys. On top of that, I didn't actually have any backup batteries or anything like that to refill my camera. And I also didn't have any money to go buy any, so I got paid a couple days ago, and then by the time I was able to actually buy the batteries, get them in my camera, and start filming, there was just a bunch of other stuff going on, and I wasn't able to make it in time, which made me really, really sad, and I'm really sorry to you guys. So, yeah, that's pretty much my explanation for what happened this week, and if you guys are still interested in hearing ghost stories, even though it's not Halloween anymore, then just keep watching the video. So today's ghost stories are going to be about some weird things that happened to me outside of my house. The first one being one that happened to me when I was away at college. Now, if you guys have watched my last video and even the video before that, I have mentioned a couple times that I don't actually think that it is necessarily my house that is haunted, but rather me, and that these ghosts actually follow me around or are drawn to me. And the reason why I think that is because no matter where I go, even if I go to work or away at school and I live in a dorm, I still get all these weird paranormal experiences that happen to me. So that just, I don't know, makes the most logical sense to me that they're either drawn to me or that they just follow me around. But basically one day I was hanging out in my room, and I liked to keep my door open. I had my door hanging open, and I was just sitting at my desk working on some homework, super casual, and I decided that I wanted to go down the hall and ask my friend Missy if she wanted to come and do homework with me. So I left my room and I just left my door open because I was literally going like 3 doors down, so I wasn't too worried about anybody like sneaking into my room and taking stuff. So I went down there, and I think what happened was that she was not even in the room. Just her roommate was in there. So I was just like, oh, okay. So I walked back to my room. Halfway to my room, I decided, oh, hey, I will go ask if Alexis, who was my neighbor, if she wanted to hang out or do anything. And as I walked past my room, I saw something kind of weird just in the corner of my eye. Mind you, I'm standing like right in the middle of the hallway, so if anybody walked out of their room, they would have seen me doing weird stuff. So, like I said, I'm literally standing in the hallway and I see something out of the corner of my eye that just doesn't seem right that in my room as I walked past the door. So I stopped and I turned around and I went back and I looked, and there's a boy wearing a gray hoodie sitting at my desk, like my desk. In the room that we had, there are 2 desks, one for me and then one for my roommate. And this boy was sitting at my desk, which you can see as a, like, when you look directly into the room, it's like the first thing you see is my desk. So I was just kind of like looking at him like, who are you? Because I didn't recognize him. I'd never seen him before. And I thought it was weird that he just like walked into my room and was sitting down at my desk as though he was like doing homework like I was. And suddenly he like turned to me and spoke to me, and he's like, what do you want? And I'm like, what do you mean, what do I want? What do you want? You're in my room. And he's like, this isn't your room, this is my room. He's like, I've been here. How long did he say he'd been there? He said that he had been living in that room for, I want to say like the 4 years. So like it would have been his senior year kind of thing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, this is my room. And I was a freshman at the time, and I was like, I moved in and I have never even seen you before. So I'm like, you need to leave now. And he stood up, and I got scared because I thought he was gonna like come at me. And so I started like, you know, like looking both ways in the hallway to see if anybody was like coming to be like, hey, please help me. There's some like weird guy in my room and he's gonna attack me, you know? And so I'm going like this and blah, 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 whatever. And then when I look back into the room, he's gone. And I'm standing there and I'm like, I was like, okay, there was definitely a person in my room. Definitely a person in my room. So So I like walked into my room and I started like looking around and I like looked behind the door and I opened up my closet. I even opened up my roommate's closet and was like, because they were like sliding doors. So to like see if the guy was still in the room, and like I looked under my bed, like I looked everywhere, and this guy was just nowhere to be found. But I know he didn't walk past me because I was standing so close to the door that if he had left the room, like when I was like looking down the hallway or something like that, like he would have bumped into me or like I would have felt it. So it was just like super, super weird. And again, it was one of those instances where I like had like an actual conversation with a ghost, and it just freaked me out so bad. Like, ugh. And I didn't understand. I didn't even know who he was. Like, I literally had no idea. And I knew that the school, like a few, like years ago, used to be an all-boys school. And so it would have made sense that that would have been his room at one point. When he said that it was his room, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this whole side of the building is just girls. So that was weird. But then once I realized that the school used to be an all-boys school, it made a lot of sense that he said that, because it probably would have been his room, like, years and years ago. So yeah, that was just kind of freaky, and it was super weird. After that, I think I actually ended up leaving school shortly after that, or like not living on campus shortly after that. And that wasn't like the reason why, I should say, but that definitely was something that helped me make my final decision on if I wanted to stay living on campus or not. But yeah, it was freaky, and I actually ended up, I shared it with a few of my friends and my neighbor Alexis, and they were all like, what the fuck, because weird shit happened to me all the time. And I had told them like previous stories about weird stuff that had happened to me, so they were just like really spooked by me. They were still my friends though, they still hung out with me and stuff, but yeah. The other story that happened, this one actually happened in the house, but I wasn't in the house at the time. Way back in high school, when I used to be like super into football and I went to like every single game. I think, what year was it? I think it was my sophomore year of high school. The varsity football team made it to the playoffs, and then, or no, not playoffs. They made it to the state football game. So we drove down to Madison, and we played our championship game in the Badger Stadium, which was really cool. And I was at the game, and that same day my mom had stayed home from work. And, you know, I was having lots of fun. I wasn't really thinking about anything else except for the game, because we had not been to a state football game. Like, our football team had not made it to a game like that in years. Like, so many years. So I was, like, really focused because I really wanted us to win, and I was, like, super, super, super excited about this. And I got a text from my mom, and she's like, oh my god, the weirdest thing just happened. And I was, kind of thinking, like, oh, it probably wasn't that weird, whatever. And I'm like, why, what happened? And she's like, well, she was sitting in her chair in the living room, and she said that she had heard my door open and close, and then, like, she heard me walk down the hallway, and then my footsteps stopped at the top of the stairs, and then all of a sudden she heard me run back down the hallway into my room and then, like, slam the door shut. And my mom was sitting there, because she didn't realize that I was at the game right away. But my mom was like, huh. She's like, I wonder what's wrong with Holly. And then all of a sudden she realized that I wasn't even home. And she was home alone, by the by. Like, my brothers were at school and my dad was at work. So she was completely in the house by herself. And she heard something come out of my room, the room that I am sitting in right now. Something come out of my room, walk down the hallway that sounded like my footsteps, because in my house we all have, like, distinctive walking patterns, I guess. So, like, you can tell who's coming up the stairs or down the stairs just by, like, the way they're walking. And yeah, she said that it came out of my room, it walked calmly down the hallway, so she thought, like, oh, Holly must be awake now, blah, 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 whatever. and then it stopped at the top of the stairs and then just turned around and like bolted back down the hallway and then into my room, and then my door like slammed shut. And my mom said that she got so freaked out that she was just like, I don't even want to be in the house by myself right now. She's like, I kind of want to just go take my shit and go sit at Starbucks and just hang out there until you get home, because she was like super freaked out that that would happen, because weird things had happened to her before in the house too, but never anything when she's been like by herself. So it really scared her. Weird shit happens to me by myself all the time. So like, it's still scary, but it's definitely not like scared me to the effect that it scared my mom. So yeah, those are my 2 ghost stories for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, or if you just like ghost stories like I do. Make sure you comment down below any ghost stories that have happened to you recently, or if you like this series and you want me to continue posting ghost stories or any paranormal activity style things, I would be more than happy to do that for you guys. You will be seeing a video of my Halloween costume coming up very, very, very soon, as well as my mom's ghost story video. That will be the next one to go up. I might actually even post these on the same day, possibly, maybe. I don't really know yet. Maybe. We shall see. So, yeah, I hope you guys are all having a great day, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye, guys.